Hi guys, we're gonna be making a smoothie today, but I'm gonna let you guys kind of get on, sign up, sign in, and I'm gonna just get ready. And then when everyone's here, we're gonna start going, but I guess we're ready here. Need a good piece of ginger for my smoothie today, because that's what we're gonna be doing. Hi, how are ya? So let me know where you're from. I'm just kind of setting myself up here while we get everybody in here, but we're making a smoothie today. We need a little bit of something sweet and yummy. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm Adita. Hi. So let me know where you're from. Put it there in the chat for me where you're from. And remember that we are here to answer any questions you guys might have too on health and wellness. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, I'm peeling ginger so I can stick it into the smoothie because we're gonna make a smoothie chai latte, which is gonna be very, very yummy. And sometimes as moms, we are really busy, and having something just yummy that kind of feels like it's decadent is really cool. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Let's see, how many people do we have on? Oh, hey there. Okay, so let's just start. We'll officially start. My name is Adita Lang. I have a website, aditalang.com, and I do recipes and cooking and everything like that. And I've been just so blessed. Bump Club just hosts me here, and you guys make sure that you sign up for everything that Bump Club has to offer, because they do some great workshops and seminars and giveaways, and it's just it's endless. It's amazing to me all the things they do. But what I do is I'm a holistic lifestyle coach, and I basically coach people on how to live healthier lives through exercise, food, sleep, relaxation, and happiness. And I work a lot with parents and families and working on making sure that we are feeding our kids what we should be feeding our kids. Because remember, you are creating their health foundation. So everything that we give them food-wise has a direct correlation to when they're 50. And so if you're sitting there staring at like a 2-year-old or maybe just an infant, or you're just still pregnant, what you're gonna feed them is gonna create their health foundation for when they get older, and we wanna make sure we're giving them the right ingredients. So my whole thing is that it's really, really important to combine your good quality proteins with your good quality carbohydrates, and carbohydrates is always fruits, vegetables, and unrefined grains, okay, not cookies and crackers and all that other stuff. But we have that, and then a little bit of good quality fat, because that's going to keep everybody satiated and keep their energy a little bit more stabilized, okay? So today what we're going to do is we're doing a smoothie chai latte. The recipe is in there, okay? And in there too, guys, one of my latest books is called SuperPowers of the Family Kitchen, and so it is in there, and you've got a coupon, so you get it for $5, the digital version, plus it comes with recipe videos. So there's, you get a lot there. Anyways, so today, what we're gonna do, we are making our smoothie chai latte. So we're gonna use coconut. I always like to mix it because it not feels watery. Anyways, I'm using the So Delicious brand, and let me just kind of share something with you guys. Okay, so this is it's a decent brand, but it's not necessarily perfect. Obviously, if you can get coconut milk from the can, is actually even better, okay? Because then when you look at the ingredients, all it is coconut milk. It's nothing else. But see here, they put in a lot of other things to make it more liquidy. But all you have to do to the canned coconut milk is add water. I just couldn't get any. So yeah, so this is what I'm using today, okay? So we're gonna put this into our blender. I love my Vitamix. It is my favorite thing to use. And I tend to make a little extra because I'm going to freeze it also and make frozen fruit pops, because that's really yummy. Anyways, okay. With that said, we are going to be adding in ginger. I just peeled it, okay? And we are going to be adding in some cinnamon. This is a new cinnamon, so I have to pop that open. Oh, please. Okay. And as I'm putting this all together, you guys, if you have any health and wellness questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I do have several questions that some people have sent me, so I'm going to read those off as we go along. But yes, put them in the chat, okay? And so that was cinnamon, and now we're going to be putting in nutmeg. Nice and spicy. So some of you guys are saying, man, it's just way too hot outside to want a chai latte, but you know what? It's still really good. And you could add ice to it if you wanted to make it even sweet, colder and cooler and stuff like that, and it would be just as yummy. And then we're going to put in vanilla, if I can get it open. This is what happens to these little things. They get stuck and they don't want to open, do they? Might have to leave this one for later. Let's see what happens. Ah, got it open. Okay, a little vanilla. About a 1/4 teaspoon, it's not half. Vanilla will never hurt you, it's really yummy. And then we're gonna use some pitted dates. I usually get the organic ones, but once again, I was kind of limited, so I got these, the pitted dates from 365. And we're gonna put in there, these are your sweetener, okay? Plus they have a good amount of protein in them. So we're gonna put about 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we're gonna put in 6 today, but yeah, okay. So we're putting those in there. And then I have raw cacao powder. Now we have this wonderful farm here that they make this. It's called Glacier Farms. And that's where I got it, but you can get it. There's a company called Navitas that always has it on, in Whole Foods. So you can get it from there as well. And so I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of that in there. And then I'm going to use my all-time favorite protein powder by My Body Symphony. He's a friend. He makes it. I mean, it's like a family-run business. It's wonderful. You can use this with your kids because it's all food, plant-based, and it's raw plant-based. So it's really yummy. And so I'm going to use a big old scoop of this as well in there. Okay. And then we cannot forget our banana. Got to add that banana in there. Okay. So with that said, I have had a couple of parents been asking me in regards to feeding their kids and that they're getting frustrated. Let's see here. Do we have some questions on here? Okay, so I've got these parents that are asking me about they're getting really frustrated with feeding their kids. So we're going to talk about that. Let's blend this up first, okay? Now I'm using a Vitamix. It is my favorite. It got noisy. Almost like okay, so this beats the Starbucks chai latte by calories, by nutritional value, by the whole 9 yards, okay? I just want to say that. So let's see here. Let's see what we got. Okay, ready? I wish I could like share this with you. First off, it smells really nice and spicy, which is the way that I like it. Okay, that's really yummy. It's just kind of like, it makes you just feel warm and fuzzy, especially I've had a really crazy long day. And so to be able to just go, that's what this does for me right now, okay? So I want you to try the recipe. As always, I encourage you to make the recipe and post a picture because I'd really like to see you with the recipe. And these recipes are all available on my website, but this recipe is listed right there in the comments, so make sure you look at that. So here's the thing. So a couple of people always reach out to me, oh, it's so hard for me to feed my kids. I can't get my kids to eat. I can't get my kids to eat. You guys, here's the bottom line. You are the parent, okay? And you know, I'm older. And so in my household, my parents, not that this is how you should do it, but I mean, my mother, I remember times I would say, this is what I've cooked, this is what you're eating, you sit there and you eat it. And like you had no choice, that's what you ate, right? Nowadays, it seems like we're all getting kind of loosey-goosey and we're like, oh, well, okay, I guess I'll make 4 different meals. That's a lot of work. We don't need to do that. But what I do encourage you to do is make enough variety within a meal that your kids can kind of pick and choose good options, and maybe they have a different plate of food, but it's still part of the main meal. That's what I'd like to see you guys doing, okay? Where you're all tuning in from. Yes, please let us know where you're all tuning in from. So with that said, I want to encourage you to do that. But, and this comes from what you have to teach your kids, and you need to teach it from when they're little, is where's your protein coming from? Because here's what happens, and especially as I'll do this, every single one of us, me too, okay? We try to feed them, they don't want to eat, we're just trying to get by, and we basically give them carbs, but not the good carbs, the junkier carbs. You know, the bagel, the crackers, all this kind of stuff. That's what we give them because it's like, okay, we know they'll eat it. Well, of course they'll eat it. You know there's a chemical reaction in the back of your brain that makes you feel addicted to those kind of carbohydrates, and so yes, of course you'll eat it. But that's not what we want to do. We don't want to create those addictions in our kids, okay? So I want you to think about that, and you've got to take a little spin. Your kids will not starve. I promise you that. That's first and foremost, please. Your kids will not starve. Now, maybe they'll put their foot down and they'll say, you know what? I'm not going to eat this. I don't like it. Okay. So maybe they'll be hungry for a few hours. That could happen, okay? But they will not starve. Okay, so like when you envision starving, you envision like, you know, another country where these little babies have these like air bellies. That's not going to ever happen to your kids, guys. I promise you, it's not going to. Unless you just like, you know, you just decide you're not going to feed them, which you shouldn't be doing. But you've got to take control of getting them to start tasting different things. And so creating this variety of different things in a meal. So what does that look like? Let's talk about what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I made the other day. So we had Brussels sprouts, we had black beans, we had a mix of quinoa and rice. We had chicken. I did a breaded chicken, which you guys have done my breading. I've done that on one of these Bump Club shows. So we had a breaded chicken, and we had, we might have done roasted potatoes too for some reason. No, wait a minute. I had the quinoa, the bean, that was it. That's what I had. So anyway, here's how I want you to think about this. So again, think about where's the protein coming from. So I had one child that chose the chicken. There's their protein, and then they've got the Brussels sprouts and stuff, and the rice and all that kind of stuff. Great, that child done. The other child chose the beans and the rice with the quinoa. So there's their protein. They got their protein going on. And then the Brussels sprouts, we had salad with it too. That's what it was, because I knew we had more greens. So salad with it. So everybody got a good quality protein and good quality vegetables, right, in one way or another. Now, let's see here. I have a couple of questions coming in here, guys. I just want to make sure I get everybody taken care of. Uh-oh, I pushed a button. What are examples of healthy carbs for baby? My husband started baking bread during the quarantine. What type of bread? Okay, wait a minute. Let's see here. Okay, so with that said, really, fruits and vegetables, fruits and vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Always remember, and think about it, we're adults now, right? And so what is it that we are that's like one of the hardest things to break? Bread, carbohydrates, crackers, cookies, all the flour type things. We are addicted to flour. So we really want to try to hold back and not make that the main staple for our kids as much as you possibly can. I've basically always used bread as the occasional sandwich here and there, but not necessarily as there's the main staple. I actually will make bread, I'll slice it, and I'll freeze it. That's how much we don't use bread. So think about that. I know it's really fun to bake and to play and to do all that kind of stuff, but just kind of using it as the occasional thing, but not necessarily the main staple. So when it comes to carbs, especially if it's a baby, how old is your baby would be my question, because something that's the yummiest carb that you could be giving a baby is mashed up avocado with banana. Super yummy, really good for them. That is a great thing to do. But on the same note, if they're a little bit older, you could be doing like a chia pudding. And remember, we want to get some of the protein in there. Avocados doesn't give you protein, but it does give you good quality fat. So that's a good thing to have in there. Let's see, there was something else that showed up here. We got North Miami, I got Iowa. Ooh, 14, 12, 5, and 1 on the way. Heather, you are a professional. I say anybody who has more than 2 kids is a professional. You are a professional. Okay, and so with Heather, are you making a bunch of different meals, or does everyone eat all the same food? I hope they're all eating the same food. That's the most important thing here, because we just want to make sure. And here's the thing too with kids is your older ones in there, get them in the kitchen. Please get them in the kitchen, because the more that they are in the kitchen, the more they start experimenting with you and realize that flavors can be altered, then the more creative they're going to get when they're eating, and they'll be more open to eating more different foods. But if you keep them out of the kitchen, and I understand it's a huge mess. Listen, I get it, okay? Totally get it. But it is a mess, but it's totally worth it, because once they start eating and they become more creative in the kitchen, then you're growing an adult from scratch. So you're actually going to send someone out into the world that can cook. I know a lot of friends of mine that are my age that can't cook. So you want to send someone that can cook out. Sorry, I feel like something is crawling on my arm. Don't know what that is. And they are more apt to taste different flavorings and experiment with flavors. So that's a really, really important thing to be doing in there, okay? Let's see, what do I got here? Castleberry, Florida. My kiddos are 10, 7, and due with a baby boy. Oh, congrats to everybody here. You got it. What carbs would you advise a 1-year-old? A 1-year-old. So, you know what? If you're baking, you could make some really yummy, and I have those on my website at aditalang.com, like zucchini muffins with carrots and stuff in there. That's a great thing for you to do. You can make them with almond flour and oat flour and try to get off I don't want to say go gluten-free, because that's not what I'm really trying to say, but if you could minimize the gluten and start using some other flours, that would be much better for you and for your kids as well. So doing some kind of really yummy muffin like that, you could. You could also, I have a nut mix that I do where I use my food processor and I blend up raw cashews and hemp seeds and chia seeds and pumpkin seeds and just blend them all up and make this kind of rough powder. And I throw that into anything. So if I'm gonna make a muffin or a cookie or anything like that, I throw that in there so there's some extra protein in there. And at the same time too, this protein powder that I love so much. So this was not chocolate, although it says chocolate. It was not chocolate, it was just regular vanilla. I kind of put it back in here because I buy them in the big bags. But his chocolate, phenomenal. So I've made, what have I made? I have made brownies that are decadent to die for, and I've made them with the chocolate protein powder and almond flour and some avocado to make it like smooth and yummy, right? And they've turned out really, really good. So think a little creative, okay? But in your head, what I want you to think about when you're baking or doing any of these kind of things, make sure that you're thinking, okay, where's the protein gonna come from? So incorporate protein wherever you can. If you were with me a couple of times ago, we did pancakes, and we did pancakes with quinoa, right? Quinoa is a complete protein, so that helped as well. But even for your little 1-year-old, quinoa is always a good thing to add into there. Okay, what else do I got going on here? Well, guys, I hope that you're planning on making yourself chai latte smoothie because it's really yummy. And I made it just right with the ginger. Ginger's great. So ginger is an anti-inflammatory. It also will boost your immune system. So here's what I want you to think of, especially with everything that's going on right now with this whole COVID thing, is that you want to make sure that what you're taking into your body is going to boost your immune system, okay? So on that same note, and you've heard me say this 1,000 times, but sugar, flour, dairy, and only for the adults, alcohol, they all break down as a sugar, and a sugar will inhibit your immune system for a certain period of time. So here it is that we need our immune system to be as strong as possible right now, and all of a sudden we're eating stuff that we shouldn't be eating because we're stuck at home and we think that we should kind of get away with it. Please don't do that. Let's not do that. I want you guys to make sure that everything you're eating, you are a finely tuned engine, and so the foods that you put into your body are going to have a direct impact on your health. And right now, out of all times, it's super important for you to have your health as strong as possible, okay? So with that note, I think anybody else have a question, because you're more than welcome to ask it. But if we got no more questions, I think we're done. We made ourselves a smoothie that rocks. I'd like to see some pictures of you people making smoothies for me. That would be really, really awesome. Tag me at Adita Lang. And feel free to reach out to me through social media, Facebook or whatever, and ask me questions. I'm here to help. I'm really here to help. And if you have got kids and you're wondering what you feed them or how do you feed them or do they have allergies or not allergies, I'd like to help you with that. Okay? And you can check out my book, SuperPowers of the Family Kitchen, and use the coupon code in there. And sign up for everything Bump Club because we love Bump Club. They're doing such a great job. Anyways, peace out, guys. Cheers. Have a great day. Bye.